Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today with a movie review, and this is another one of the rare movie reviews from the 80s, movies that have been forgotten, played in theaters but were forgotten or tough to find or semi-tough to find. When I did Silent Screen review, that was a very tough to find movie. Find the trailer stuff pretty easy, but it was tough to find a movie. This one I did see on a few things on YouTube, one through the archive, and it was a movie called One Dark Night. And what makes this a little bit different, it was a PG rated zombie film, believe it or not. I think this was right before they started implementing the PG-13, I think. I'm not sure. And usually with a zombie film, it would be R-rated or unrated. Like, Zombie was in 78, both Zombie and Dawn of the Dead were released unrated, I believe, in the theaters at the time, in the late 70s. And then, they had Return Living Dead, which was R-rated. And then, of course, Day of the Dead was unrated. And then they had Michelle Nichols in Supernaturals, which was a hard to find zombie film that came out that was R-rated. And then in the later 80s, they had Return of the Living Dead Part 2, which I saw in the movie theater in Fort Gordon, Georgia, when I was in AIT, Army Instructional Training. Now, and I remember ordering something to eat, and the guy said, "You're going to eat World War I?" I said, "Yep." And with this movie, it's PG-rated zombie movie. Now, I will say, it's not a spoiler. No zombies appear till the last 15 minutes, but all the stuff with zombies is really cool. And they're very unconventional zombies, not traditional zombies at all, but technically zombies all the same. And like I said, I have a story behind this movie, too. When I first saw it again, I was surprised how kind of cheap it looked. You know, I mean, it's a low-budget movie, but I mean, it just looked a little cheap. I think the print that they had from the archive was washed out. It had like a reddish tint to it or something like that. And there's a couple of scenes, I don't know if they shot them after the fact or something like that, or just like maybe extra exposition. They weren't filmed very well. Kind of hurt the movie. But I mean, what the movie is pretty much about is like talking about this psychic guy killed a bunch of women, and he had like these bizarre psychic powers, and they had a funeral for him. So he was buried in this giant mausoleum. And then going to school days, and there's about these high school girls, and one girl played by Meg Tilly started going to this one guy that was originally going out with this one girl that was leader of like this high school clique called the Sisters. It's kind of like a sorority, but not a sorority because it's high school. And they all just hung out, and they had this one short girl that was in a bunch of TV shows I remember a long time ago. And, all these things, and then I guess the one girl wanted to be a sister, I guess. And the girl said, the mean girl, she didn't like her at all. She said, "Well, you can be a sister, but you have to spend all night in this mausoleum." And basically the movie, well, I mean, when they finally get to that part, it's the two girls trying to scare the girl in the mausoleum later on. And then eventually some stuff starts happening, and then eventually the zombies, show up and stuff. I don't think it holds up as well. The zombie stuff is cool. I remember when I reviewed it, when I first saw it, I rented it on Thor and EMI, because it's played in the theaters. It had Meg Tilly, and it had Adam West in a smaller role, more serious role. I really liked it when I saw it as a kid. Now, I don't think it holds up as well, except for like the last 20 minutes or so. Things start happening in the last 25, 30 minutes, but the zombies don't appear till 15 minutes in. Not traditional zombies, though, but I don't want to give anything away. I'm really not giving anything away at all. That's the main plot line. The girl stays overnight in the mausoleum. I think they did a much better job in the funhouse where they had to stay and spend all night in that dark ride funhouse. It's all right. I mean, the memories I had of the movie when I first rented it, I was around Thanksgiving time. And my mother used to always make Thanksgiving dinner herself from, stuffing and all this other stuff, turkey and stuff. And she found out about this place called the Dry Dock in Erie that's no longer open or available. And they used to have like a already prepared Thanksgiving dinner. This is what my sister does now. She goes to Bob Evans to spend like $80, $90 for already prepared dinner. And you get all the stuff you need. This time when Mom would get it, she went to the Dry Dock. It was like $40. You got full turkey, green beans, mashed potatoes, gravy. And they had like this fantastic homemade cranberry sauce that had like orange peel in it, which I never even heard of having orange peel in something like that before, and it was fantastic. Now I remember when I rented this was like a couple days after Thanksgiving, having some leftovers and watching the movie. You know, heating them up. Well, and then back we didn't have a microwave to heat them up in the oven. You know, an oven and come down and eat when I'm watching a movie. Um, but I mean, I don't think the movie holds up as well as it did. I mean, it's not a boring movie. It's just it's all right until the stuff finally happens, and then and then by the time it's over. I give it a mild 7 out of 10. Well, I give it a 7 out of 10. It's an okay film, and it's hard to find. I'm glad I saw it again. So I hope you like this video of One Dark Night. PG rated. I mean, it's weird because I rented it, and my dad always complained about violence and gore and horror films. Well, it got kind of yucky with the zombies. The zombie looked yucky, though. But I mean, like, he would have nothing to complain about the PG rated movie, but he didn't want to see it. You know. So I mean, I didn't see it till late at night. The One Dark Night. So they could have had 3 Dog Night on that. That would have been funny. It was an alright movie. So I give it a 7 out of 10. Hard to find movie from the 80s, a PG-rated zombie movie called One Dark Night. Now, most people never heard of this movie either. I asked about One Dark Night, and they never heard of it before. So, I hope you liked this video. Bye till next time, please. Take care, my Legion.